Hello again, everyone. Verrill here with Flow Roofing out of Portland, Oregon for our first Sunday coffee of 2025. And I think this is going to be one of my favorite formats for sharing information because I am no longer going to be able to meet all of you and not certainly going to have the ability to have any time to talk to everyone. And so, if I can give you an ounce of value out of these videos, then I think it'll be worth your time. We're going to go over the who, what, where, when, and why, and the how of flow roofing and current events, industry news, all these different details. Strong opinions, loosely held is the way. And our approach overall, our standards, where we're headed, our goals and our dreams, even our fears of the next 12 to 48 plus months. We don't really plan too much farther ahead of that, but we've got some big things coming down the pipeline. And with that, I'd say welcome and thank you for your time and attention. If you have any questions, feel free. I don't know if this is going to be something that we post online. If you want to comment, feel free. And if you have any questions, feel free to read the team. We'll go ahead and get you set up for success. So that being said, who are we? First off, Flow Roofing. We are a residential, commercial, steep slope, flat roof, metal focused roofing company here in the Oregon region. Specifically around Portland right now, we're serving about a 2-hour bubble around the greater Portland area. We serve the coast. We go out to the Dalles, Hood River, Longview, down to Corvallis. Oregon State's got us in their pipeline for a couple different projects. And to share a little bit about what we like to do here at Flow Roofing, because I think the industry is under attack by private equity that has already taken over HVAC. Talked to a couple different HVAC owners here locally, and they've already had their buyouts. They're sitting fat and happy, drinking their Mai Tais, their pina coladas on a beach somewhere. And I'm asking them, hey, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? Just shooting the shit. And that's what's happening in the roofing space. And so the few of us that are still family owned and operated, I think, have a little bit of the upper hand because these private equity guys, they just see you as numbers on a spreadsheet. And ultimately, I want to create the clear distinction that Flow is still family owned and operated here in Oregon. And the reason why we've got the University of Oregon logo there next to the Oregon State University logo is because of my sister, actually. And my sister being the office manager that's primarily responsible for your customer experience outside of production, and my fortuitous Oregon State Alumni Association with the university as well. So shout out to my coach, Gabe Winkler, for being an inspiration to keeping the fire lit. And also, I believe, Lieutenant Rooney, who is the founder of Folds of Honor, who has an alumni association, again, with Oregon State as well, to be those beacons of hope for all that's possible and for the amount of work that is necessary to hold it down to make sure that customers and clients are protected from the top down, and in Flow's case, from the inside out. So who we are, what we do, our approach, everything involving Flow starts with an inside out approach with roofing. Okay. If you have an issue, unfortunately, hopefully it's not anything super drastic, that you found out most likely because it came from the inside. So you got to find it, and that may require a small repair, hopefully nothing drastic, right? Roofs don't fail overnight. It takes decades, hopefully multiple decades, if it's done right, before any issues come up. But you can also prevent those issues from coming up if you have proper preventative maintenance plans. Okay, peoples? So Flow is a repair first, then maintain model with the capacity to do replacements. And we don't want to replace your roof. You don't want to replace your roof. They're expensive. we want to try to kick the can down the road for you to provide as much value up front so that you can be prepared when the time does come. You're expecting it. You're not surprised. You're prepared. Your family, your investors, everyone's prepared for the big one. Okay. So do things right, tune up your roofs, keep them clean. All right. Keep your gutters clean. And at that point, you're going to get the best ROI out of that purchase. And, everyone's in a different timeline, everyone's in a different place in their journey. And that means that you might have different value-based decision-making principles. Okay. And what that really is basically talking about is different risk tolerances. So my dad didn't teach me, I believe, the fundamentals of risk tolerance the way I wish I would have been taught. And I've had to learn through my own life lessons of what it is for right and wrong decision making, what it is to have a long-term forecasted strategy for pretty much everything. And so since the beginning of starting Flow, I made the purchase on the newer trucks to make sure that I wasn't going to be the person that couldn't show up or have excuses around a reason why I couldn't do something. That's not the way. So with that, we've tried to invest in our own team, our assets, to make sure that we can be there for our clients that believe that we're the best option for their issues, and to make sure that we have a strong backbone of beliefs so that when we train our people, they have a foundation underneath them that means that they have an understanding of why Flow believes that we are the best company to provide for their families. And that's one of the more beautiful and fulfilling things, is that we have this ability to. And before I go any further, actually, in like we go too far, if you have something that we don't service here, and I'm going to break it down before we circle back. We don't work on anything outside of membrane roofs in the flavor of TPO PVC. We do restorations and layovers on asphalt torch down systems. Otherwise, we're a shingle roofing team with metal standing seam capacities and ventilation details, with repair, maintenance, and gutters being the auxiliary accessory services that we provide. And so, sorry if you have like a green roof, we don't service that, or if you have a ballast or an EDPM system, we can't really help you. And we'll be clear about our setting the expectations, so we're not wasting your time. So I apologize for not making that clear sooner in the video, but our team has incredible individuals on it that are all supporting their families by protecting yours. So it's our duty, for your benefit, to provide the best systems possible, the training possible, and make sure that our team members are providing you with the best information and experience to make sure that your assets are protected from the top down and the inside out. Okay. So again, I don't know if we mentioned this yet, but Flow has never sold a roof in our custom company's history. And gotta hack that up. But we try to provide nothing but value and education up front so that you have the best information possible, make the best decisions moving forward for your situation, whether that's a simple gutter cleaning or a repair, a ventilation upgrade, or a full replacement on any spectrum of the size for your project. If you have an HOA, if you're a property manager, if you're an investor and you're looking for the best options, you need to know who you're getting involved with and the principles involved with how we make decisions, to know that your asset is going to be protected with the same principles from the top down. So thank you for the team believing in Flow and all that we're trying to do to make sure that we can have our growth extend farther than the Portland market. And I lost track of where we were. I mentioned that if you don't have solid principles or morals as the foundation for the company, then you don't have the ability to bring in talent, other people that might have similar beliefs, hopefully they do, to understand that if they are going to build a future, a career for their own family, If they built it on shaky grounds or the company doesn't have strong morals and principles, then they're not going to have strong morals and principles or a foundation underneath them to build a career on to achieve their dreams. Okay. So with that, that extends to our standards on the manufacturers, the products that we choose to put on buildings. Um, and this is something that I took a strong stance on very early on. I have the trialed and tested Oregon State backed biology program that refined a lot of how I filter details and decision making. And with that, have found a lot of peace and solace and gratitude in landing on the Malarkey brand for our shingles. And so it's a long-winded explanation of really just trying to explain to everyone that Malarkey's the best, right? And not to just splatter branding on anyone, any client, big or small. You don't care about the brand. You don't care about the company. You don't care about anything other than what's in it for you. Okay. And you're like, oh, I care about a local company. I want to support local, right? I want the best product. Okay. You want the most value. All right. You want the most ROI for your hard earned dollars. And that's what we're here for, to make sure that we can provide you with the best peace of mind so that I can sleep good at night. Everyone here on the team can sleep good at night. And most importantly, you can sleep good at night. Okay. Um, we didn't get here by happenstance. It wasn't chance, although we've been through trials and error over the years to make sure that we come up with a process that is damn near as predictable as possible, so that when we do flow together, that you've gotten a process that makes it so that you don't have to guess of, I wonder if Flow's thinking about making sure that I get my updates before the install, or I wonder if they have pictures of pre-existing conditions, or I wonder if there are going to be any surprises associated with a generally concealed project. Okay. Yes, we've done our checks and balances. We have done the training. We always take pictures. We try to eliminate and tell you what the worst case situation is going to be, because we've been in situations that have surprised individuals, unfortunately, and we don't want that for anyone. Okay. We want our repairs to be flawlessly executed and well warranted. We want our maintenance to be clean and spotless. We want our replacements to be quick, affordable, and efficient. All right. A controlled outcome so that we can guarantee you on the back end, this is what you're going to expect. All right. And out of thousands of projects here at this point, we're pretty close. We're not perfect. We're getting there. But we've got the ability now to tell you this is what it's like now here on where the grass is greener. All right. And now more than ever, I rely on a team of individuals to pass along this information to you so that you have your questions answered. Because I'm no longer able to provide all these long winded explanations of ventilation detail or ventilation planning. And as much as I want to help with all that, this is where these videos are going to come in handy, because I've repeated myself hundreds and hundreds of times on the same exact explanation for your damn Cape Cod knee wall ventilation explanations here in the Portland region, or any of these other fine-tuned and refined project details that y'all have wondered and questions on. Valid concerns, right? And we're gonna give you proper explanation on that. But excuse me, it's to the point now where we are capping our residential replacements. So sorry, everyone. Not everyone is going to be getting a residential replacement in 2025. I was talking to my sister about it. She's our office manager, and all of our teams, to give you the best without sacrificing quality. We cannot take on every opportunity. So yes, you can inquire about getting a replacement through Flow, but not everyone is going to be getting it. I think 2025's cap number is going to be about 400 replacements. And that might seem a lot for everyone, but I don't want to bring on an install team without having them gone through our training regimen, understanding that this is how we communicate. This is what our installation standards are. When they jump on the doghouse and our production teams training them on how we like our ventilation detail, this is what we use for the product. These are our standards. I don't want to guess that your installer knows what to do. I want to know. I want to be able to train my production manager to say, this is what your product manager has to be able to provide our clients with, and to make sure that you're given an excellent experience. These projects are not cheap. Even repairs are not cheap. Any sort of roof related detail, when you get to a point and all the insurance is involved with making sure that we're protecting your asset, $500,000 to $5+ million, $50 million properties, if they're not protected right in the small details, like a single nail in a property that could have tens of thousands, can make or break the trust. And so why would I test a crew or guess that they know or assume that they know? Let's button things down, okay? And this is what we've been working on the last couple of years hard, is these systems and processes that make sure that you're protected so that you don't have to guess. And if you have a question, we're going to more than be happy to answer it, okay? And so systems and processes, cool, that's good and great. What's Flow putting on my property? Why should I choose? Why would I even consider you guys versus all the different other hundreds of valid options? Okay. Moreover, we talked briefly about how private equity is swept through the HVAC industry and is coming into roofing a lot faster than anyone thought, because a lot of people are drawn to that 7-8 figure check on their exit, say, oh, I deserve this, right? I've got some big dreams ahead of me that I'm holding on for. Okay. Seattle's around the corner for Flow, and we appreciate all those have bought into our beliefs, because we believe we're holding the line on quality, both on the installation, the workmanship side of things, but the products themselves. And that's where I'm getting at. Okay. So thank you to all you private equity guys out there that have bought out our local competition to help distinguish us as the local alternative for the people that want to support local, that don't want to be just another number on a spreadsheet. It fires me up a little bit, guys. I'm I I love roofing, and it's given me this perspective that otherwise I wouldn't have such strong opinions, strongly held. Okay. There's a time and place when opinions should be loosely held. But when it comes to the facts and experiences of roofing, you don't want to be guessing. I don't want to be guessing. Okay. You don't want anyone to be guessing on your project. And I love the people that I'm surrounding myself with, the people that are buying into Flow's dream and our standards uh, around the products we use, because it's boiling down to that. In an industry where people don't generally able to see every single nail that goes into it, the extension of trust is so important that the people that are bringing on to the company have the same beliefs that quality matters. Ventilation is the most important aspect of any steep slope roof, specifically for asphalt shingles. And it's still very important for metal, right? There's valid details around membranes as well. But for steep slope, we're talking 312 and up. Some people would say, oh, it's 412. It's 312 and up. We don't like to touch anything 312 and below without considering membranes. Okay. If you've got your porch roof or an awning in your backyard, or you got an uncle or a grandma in a single wide and they got 212 with shingles on it, that's a gamble. I don't like to gamble in this industry. I like peace of mind. I like certainty. I like confidence. Okay. And the products that we're putting on your property, we're confident that we're putting the best options to give you the most peace of mind so that we don't ever have to talk again, right? We're not spamming out your email with marketing mumbo jumbo. We're putting our neck out there by providing you with what we believe is to be the best from the beginning to make sure that you don't have to question it. When you call it flow, the process that we put you through is a vetted and refined 5-star experience. And if you don't want that and you want to go to Tommy Tank Top or you want your tailgate warranty to run down the road with Joe Smo, go fucking find someone on Craigslist, okay? I didn't build this thing to be a guessing machine. We built this thing to be accredited and certainty that make it so we can work with the people that have a respect for people that hold the line on the standards, okay? And more than ever, like this is where you get opportunities in the call from Oregon State. You get the opportunities from chain franchises that otherwise you wouldn't ever have the opportunity for. And 4 or 5 years ago, we were not qualified for that. Okay. We've worked on providing an experience for those clients that allows us the opportunity, the honor to be given any consideration on how we can provide solutions for those problems, which are generally a little bit bigger than your standard single family. Okay. So we've learned so much over the last 7 years that we owe it to you, clients, prospective GCs, other roof installers, to share a little bit about our perspective on the industry. And hope to God this video saves, because I've wanted to share so long that we have these opinions, and it's been a long time coming. And so product matters, okay? Brand matters, okay? You go to the University of Oregon on scholarship as a football player, you're expecting the best training in the fucking country, okay? You're expecting the best nutrition, you're expecting the best regimens, you're expecting the best outcome. You're expecting to be a champion, okay? Now, Oregon State, we trying. They're trying, but you know, life is not all football. I actually don't watch nearly as much football as everyone might think, but um, still respect to all you ducks out there. You guys are certainly throwing it down. And us Beavers, as much as it hurts to say, you gotta honor the hard work. You don't get to the top like Oregon without putting in the effort, the work, okay? Holding the line on the standards. And that's all we're trying to do here at Flow. That's where Oregon State comes in. I will say there's aspects outside of the footballs that makes Oregon State so much more special outside of any sport. One of the highest endowed universities for the STEM research fields of any university in the country, spitting out some of the best veterinary professionals in the country, spitting out some of the best engineers in the country, with all the different mad scientists that we've been involved with, refining our appreciation for the details, helping our understanding of an unseen world in material engineering, the science development. You guys know who it was, the vitamin C guy who got his claim to fame at Oregon State. I don't know why one of them say almost Arnold Palmer. It's God, it's gonna come to me eventually, and we'll go over it more. But the devil's in the details, you guys, and it matters. You think that Oregon State is just gonna put any brand on their roofs? You think they're going to spec the cheapest materials, right? No one wants to throw away money. And as weird as the world's getting in 2025, the dollar is still there. All right. We're not buying roofs with Bitcoin yet. Okay. And that may be coming down the pipe. I don't know. But I do know that the dollar still holds value. I just got back from an African surf trip. They exchange the dollar for their local currency. Same with the euro. It's a respected currency and it buys the materials that you protect your buildings with. Okay. So Wholesome, who the hell is this Wholesome thing I've got underneath my bubble? Why do they matter at all? Wholesome bought out Malarkey for a multi-billion-dollar acquisition a couple years back. It's 2025 now. It had been 2021-ish or earlier that they bought out the Malarkey brand because it lines with their standards on the material front. Wholesome is this materials building envelope firm. I think they're European owned, maybe Swiss. I don't know actually, but they own Duralast, the world's best roof, a PVC membrane that's specced out by Chick-fil-A on every new build, Taco Bell on every replacement, because it's the best roof. It's literally in the name, okay? Wholesome owns Duralast, they own Malarkey, they own Firestone, your tire company that actually got into TPO membranes a while back. All you GCs, you architects out there, you engineers, you've seen Firestone on your spec sheets. You know that it's a quality product. They all come with their 20-year, 30-year NDLs, depending on the thickness. And they own Geico coatings for a lot of the flat roof industry for the roof restoration side of things. Yes, you multifamily commercial property owners, managers, investors, you do not have to get a replacement. You don't have to get a layover. You can restore your roof with a 20-year same warranty as a membrane system at a fraction of the cost by restoring that system with a coating. So, side note there, okay? Product matters. And Wholesome is a brand that we align with because their subsidiaries, their products that they're putting on, that they believe in, that they've done their R&D on, is something that we can sleep good at, because when we follow their installation guidelines, they come into the shop, they train our teams on the installation guidelines and the requirements. I know that I'm not going to be getting a call from a customer 5 or 10 years down the road. Hey, your product's failing, your roof's leaking. No, okay. Measure twice, cut once. You put your best foot forward. You put the best product on your client's property so that you can step away knowing, growing, and flowing, that you can move on to the next opportunity. Okay. We want to hear from you guys. We love our clients, and we wish everyone could have a 5-star experience, but through growth and my own capacity, quite frankly, uh, unfortunately, not every client's given a 5-star experience because I can't give people the 5-star communication required to provide them with that experience. So that's why we have the team. That's why we have systems and processes. That's why we have everything that we're doing here in 2025. So what are we doing in 2025? We are looking at going brick and mortar, believe it or not. So we have our warehouse, our training facility that's provided us with a lot of the opportunities to grow, but even that, we're bursting at the seams. So now that we need something front of mind. Okay. So this brand is so special that it deserves the opportunity to be front and center. And if I'm a savvy business owner, just basically duplicating the success that I've seen in the industry by modeling people like Martin Pettigrew, Roofing Insights, Eustace Roofing, Apple Roofing, then we owe it to our clients to give them the best by being the best, by putting ourselves in the situation that the best companies are doing, which is putting themselves out there. right? So we have a brick and mortar opportunity that we're going to jump on. We've already submitted proposals for multiple. We've got a offer in to acquire our first property, actually. And that doesn't happen without you past clients providing us the hand of trust to be able to be an honored enough candidate to protect your properties, that gives us the opportunities to have the ability to be more of a permanent company here in the Pacific Northwest, which is a dream come true for me. In order for us to get to Seattle in the next 12 or 24 months, we have to have the permanence and the foundation underneath us serving the Portland market to be able to be considered. The universe wouldn't choose anyone to serve their market if it wasn't deserved. Okay. And so you get back in this universe what you put in. And we're trying to put in the best so that we can get out the best, so that we can achieve the dreams, to provide the dreams, give the opportunity to dreams of the people that are believing in our dream, the team members that are serving your properties. Those families are putting their lives on the line. They clip on with their harnesses. They go through our protocols because they believe this is the best option for you, the client. Gosh, I need some water. This is a little more in depth than I was expecting, but you deserve it. All right. Like, I want you guys to have the best experience possible. Down below the Duralast logo, we have those 5 badges that are an inspiration from my mentors. They are not direct mentors, but Jocko Willink is an amazing human being. Anyone who says otherwise can fuck off. That guy sacrificed and had other men fall in front of him and give everything for us in the United States to have the opportunity to provide the best for the people that we believe deserve the best. In all 5 branches of the United States military, thank you to everything that you've provided. All the men and women that serviced, all the people in the service industry outside of the military, police, firefighters, ambulance drivers, nurses, doctors, everyone in the peripheral field of the medical industry. You guys go so unheard and so unthank you'd. All right. I cut my hands, bled on sheet metal as a gutterman. The most thankless industry in the fucking construction trades. Okay. No one gives a fuck about your gutters. Just like no one fucking cares about the company. They want to know what's in it for them. All right. So now that you know a little more about who's behind the company, what we stand for, where we're headed, what our goals are, what we want for you. All right, you can decide now on whether or not we're a good fit. And thank you again to anyone who might have made it this far. No expectations. Time is our most precious resource, and attention is the most valuable resource. And so thank you for your time and attention and consideration on how we might be able to flow together so that we can ultimately grow together, which is the goal here. Flow is here to stay. And I know that I'll be a part of this company for the next at least 5 years. And so if you have questions, you will most likely get a team member to help you. But that team member is directly trained and instructed by myself, my sister, our other leaders in the company, to make sure that you're protected from the top down, from the inside out, so that your asset is worth more than when flow otherwise would have been involved. So thanks again, everyone. And all the other mentors I didn't even get to mention. Alex Hermosi, incredible individual on systems and processes with his wife, Layla. We don't have any direct relationship with them. Shout out to Mike Rowe with Dirty Jobs. Wouldn't be here if I didn't get my hands dirty, stick my hands in the squirrel shit to start this venture. Tim Ferriss, and all of his guests. Joe Rogan, moreover, his guests. Love Joe, love his guests. The podcast guests are probably the most special individuals. I can't remember the guy's name, but the founder of Maui Nui Meats was on Tim Ferriss, my favorite podcast of all time. The guy's such an incredible storyteller. And the story of the history of Maui Nui Meats is my favorite of all time. The founder is so rich in his approach to such an amazing opportunity in the niche. But anyway, I'm going to let you guys go. We're going to go ahead and push publish on this for our first ever Sunday coffee. And we're going to keep it on flowing, keep it on growing. Other videos after this are going to be a breakdown of repairs and maintenances, different materials, ventilation approaches, all the things that have to do with flow and how we go throughout our thing, do our stuff. We'll talk a little about surfing too and how that impacts us as well. It's a big part of my life, and hope you're doing the best. Hope the best for your 2025. And I'm gonna stop rambling. I'm gonna go hit the gym, and yeah, all the best to you guys. Till next time, have a good one.